Okay. You guys can see my screen? All right, I got thumbs up. We are good. Okay, so I wanted to welcome everybody. Can't believe we're already like halfway through February. This freaks me out. This year's already flying by. But I want to thank you guys. It means a lot to me when you guys get on these calls, because I know they're not as easy as during the weeknight time calls, even though sometimes those are difficult to get on because it's early on a Saturday morning. But I feel like, I have to set my alarm too to get up. I'm not an early riser on the weekends, but I feel like once I get up and get this going, I kind of like, it gets me started for the whole day. So thank you, because I know it takes a lot to get up early, even the ones that have little ones, because sometimes they sleep in, and that's that one moment you could sleep in. So I really do appreciate it. And I wanted to give you guys a little bit of updates. These are updates some are from the National Wake Up Call, so hopefully you guys already know these when I'm telling you, because you should have heard it or listened to the replay. Anyone that has T-Mobile, now they're charging me to listen to the National Wake Up Call, so I just wait and listen to the recording. I guess if it's a meeting line, now they want to charge us for it. So, but the All Access bundle is now a permanent at $199 always. I had a feeling they were going to keep that because it was everybody wanted it. So through the remainder of this month, you will still get your 3 Success Club points. You get 2 right away and 1 the following Tuesday. But coming March 1st, you will only get 2 Success Club points for that challenge pack, just like you do for all other challenge packs. So you still can get your 3 for the rest of this month, which has definitely helped with hitting Success Club and things like that. If you're 3 short, you only have to help the one person. So that will help you guys. And don't forget, we still have the Winter Summit reimbursement that I'm offering. So you're getting cash towards that reimbursement each month that you hit Success Club. So far, Natalie's hit each month. So if she continues, I'm going to be paying for her entire Winter Summit trip. So make sure that you guys remember that we have that going on for this entire up until Winter Summit. Let's see. Oh, and then the new Shakeology orders. Now when you're starting somebody new on HD, which for any newer coaches that are on the call, HD is home direct, which is also auto ship. I know when I first became a coach, I didn't know that the two were one and the same. You are now going to receive 2 Success Club points for those instead of 1. So basically, all your challenge packs will be 2 Success Club points. And this is all starting March 1st. And Shakeology home direct, Shakeology auto ship. So if somebody just wants Shakeology with no workout, that's going to be 2 points as well. No more 1 point for that. So I thought that was a big deal. Those were 2 big deals that I heard on the National Wake Up Call. Another thing that is updated information. The portion fix containers, they used to be like $17.95, so nobody would want to buy them from us. They would go to like Walmart and buy the knockoffs for like $10 or whatever. So Beachbody did notice that there's knockoff 21-day fix containers everywhere. So they lowered the price. So now our portion fix containers are $10. So if you have people that are just interested in doing the meal, wanting more of the containers and things like that, and want to make sure they stay on the same containers, they can now buy the containers for the $9.95. So I thought that was cool. I like that they actually go about and look at those things to make sure that we're being compatible with everybody else. I wanted to welcome our 2 new coaches so far for this month. So Caitlin and Samantha, welcome to the crew. You are joining a wacky, crazy family, but you will have fun here. So welcome. We have leadership ladder shout outs. We have Natalie and Whitney that were business starters so far for this month. Now, when it shows for this month, it was for the month prior. So business starters are meaning that they are signing many coaches that last month. Natalie has been on the business starter part of the leadership ladder slide here. Now I would say for a good month or so. So now she'll move up. She's working on the team building side, and there's special things that you guys have to hit. If you are not sure much about the team ladder, I did a team call on this, a couple months back, I think when they first started talking about the leadership ladder. I did a call so everybody can understand it. So go onto my YouTube under my playlist of team call, and you will find it. It is labeled leadership ladder. The rock star slide. This one's my favorite. This is where I get to give everybody a shout out. I did start something new. I really love how I've seen Lindsay Matway, Jennifer Greenberg started doing it after Lindsay did it, where she's doing top coaches of the week. And one week it could be for Success Club, another week it could be for PV, but I love that little, you know, just standing out those few coaches that are at the top of, you know, in the lead so far for that week. And I love doing it weekly, you know, once Thursdays hit and things like that. So I started that this week. I really, really liked it. And I wanted to give everybody on this slide a shout out, because this business is not super easy, as we all know. A lot of people, I think that it's really easy. It's not. It takes a lot of time. It can be draining. So I know how hard it is to get your name on this particular slide. And I wanted to just tell everybody that you're doing a wonderful job. And you need to keep it up. Stay with it and be consistent. Do not let a bad day stop you from doing work, because I promise you, 1 day equals 2 days equals 3 days, and so on and so forth. And before you know it, weeks have gone by and you really haven't done very much for your business. And now it's time to start all over from the beginning. And starting over is very difficult. It's very, very difficult to do. You have to rebuild, rebrand, re-show your consistency, and you start over. So it's going to take time. So the last thing you want to do is start over, just like we tell all our challengers in their journey. Don't ever go more than 3 days without doing your workout, or else you're going to be starting all over, and you don't want to start all over. So if you don't want to start over, stop quitting. It's just like we tell them. So we need to do the same and stay consistent so we don't ever have to feel starting over. I wanted to open it up if anybody had any shout outs on the team, whether you have finished a program or you know anybody on the team, or if you just wanted to give a shout out if you're proud of one of your challengers or anything like that. I just wanted to give a moment for anybody to unmute themselves, that you would like to share their story on what they're doing.
I want to give a shout out to my new coach, Mary Vale. She, as you guys know, we got our emails about, you know, what we got in for the health button. And you know, she completed it, and she is getting money, and I'm really proud of her, because she, you know, just kind of she came in a couple months ago, and she's really dedicated. Like she's been texting me, telling me that she's away, and thank God for her Beachbody on demand and her Shakeology. So, you know, she's taking it with her like we should be.
Right. That's awesome. That is awesome. It's a great feeling when, you know, it's somebody that you started talking to and something that you posted attracted them, and then you're able to help them. So you feel excited for them, but you get a little excited that you get to be a part of it. So that's really awesome. Does anybody else have any shout outs for any of their challengers or coaches on their team? Okay. Well, I want to give a shout out. I wanted to give a shout out to you, Tara, because I'm extremely proud of you that you are getting yourself to your first Super Saturday event. When I saw that post, I had like the hugest smile on my face, because I know that we've talked about it a bunch of times, that the events are non-negotiable. If you can't find one, you need to go to one. And I was super happy when I saw that you posted, because I know it's something that you really need right now. And to me, those events should be non-negotiables for all of us, because getting surrounded by all of that, and you get to be one of the first people to hear all the information, and just being a part of that is just such a great way to overflow your cup, not even fill your cup, but overflow your cup, so you don't feel so drained. So I just wanted to give you a quick shout out, because I'm very proud of you that you are getting yourself to that event.
Thanks.
So let me get to the next one here. Okay. It's time for the meats and potatoes of the call. We get to hear, and let me stop the screen share really quick. So we get to hear from Christina. Now, Christina and I go way back with chatting and talking on Facebook and all of that stuff. She was a customer of mine for a while, and I tried for the longest to get her to coach. And she didn't want to coach, and even just for the discount. So it took a really, really long time. And when I tell you guys all the time, don't worry if they don't respond back. They'll respond back eventually. Christina was one of those for me, where she'd see my message and be like, okay, I'm not going to answer her right now. I'm not going to answer. And I'd be like, oh, do I keep messaging her? I don't want to bother her. Do I just stay messaging her? And every once in a while I would still say hi and check in with her. So just stay consistent with people, because when they're ready, they're ready. But for those of you that don't know Christina, she is a teacher. She has 2 young children who are adorable. They have the best personalities ever. And married to Albert, who is another coach on our team. She'll tell you more of her story, but I just wanted to introduce her to everybody. And I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to mute my line so that way you can tell your story, okay?
Can everybody hear me? Yes? Okay. It's funny when Tanya asked me to speak, my response to her was literally, "Are you sure?" Because I've always viewed these calls as successful, like, coaches and people that actually, like, had achieved goals and things of that nature. My story is actually pretty interesting. I'll start my childhood. I'll never forget, I was in between 2nd and 3rd grade, where I gained most of my weight as a kid. I was the only heavy one in my.
You're muted, Christina. I can't hear you. I don't think she can hear me either. Can anybody hear her? Can't hear you.
Whatever that is, it sounds like monkeys.
That's the birds. I decided to come outside this morning. And it's like all the ducks and birds in the morning out here, because it's so nice out, and I didn't want to wake everybody up. Still can't hear.
Hi, babe.
Albert's getting up to go help her. I think he's trying to call in the number so she can just. There we go. I see a phone in there. So.
Can you hear me now if I go up through this way?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm just using Al's audio. All right, it figures. Thank you, buddy. Okay, so childhood. Did you hear me on that part or no? Did I talk about my childhood? Okay, so as a child, I ate a lot of the boxed foods, like my family. We were never, everything was boxed, easy, convenient, still for meals. I started gaining weight as a child, even though I was still active. Like, I played a lot of sports. My family was very active, but I was still putting on the weight. I would blame my family a lot of the times because I felt it was their fault. I was the only heavy one in the family. My siblings were thin. My mom and dad were thin. So I never really understood why, like, I was the fat one. Like, that's what I basically considered myself. As I was getting older, my mom tried, she put me in a teen, like an overweight teen thing at health, at one of the hospitals, but, I wasn't very receptive to it. So it never really worked for me. Went to college, put on even more weight. And that was when I got to be my heaviest. I stopped weighing myself at 220, but I know I got heavier than that. And I was just very unhappy with everything. My roommate was actually the one who started taking me to step class, which I loved at that time. And that's where I started to lose some of the weight. So it wasn't even Beachbody where I started losing my weight. It was just my roommate, and I still wasn't even eating well. I was eating like ramen noodles, you know, in college, and like just any other meal, but just adding that exercise helped me. I did every diet possible: Atkins, South Beach, pills, any drinks. I was in Jenny Craig for a while, and I didn't really have a routine of working out. I would go to the gym here and there, but there was still no routine. Like I would go and maybe like walk on the treadmill and do a couple of the machines, and then the same thing with the next time. But I did end up losing weight through that, and not in a healthy way, unfortunately. But when most of the weight came off is when I met Al. And I thought I was happy at the time. I was thin, you know, I had achieved that. That's what I wanted to do. And then I got pregnant with Evelyn. So I put on weight, and in my eyes, I was kind of heavy again. Decided after I had her that I really wasn't going to try to lose weight because I knew I was going to have another one. So that was kind of my excuse as to not to lose the weight right away. And had Albert. And then after Albert is when I finally kind of said, okay, you know, like I have to do something. I want to, you know, lose weight again, you know, and this time I want it to be done because we kind of knew that we were done with Albert. And Al, my husband, was actually downloaded P90X on his own. I didn't say anything about it, so he downloaded it, and I was like, I don't know, you know, this workout, you know, looks kind of rough. I don't know if I really want to do this. I didn't really lift weights or anything like that. But it was the summer, and the workouts were a little bit longer, and I wasn't working, so I said, okay, you know, I'll give it a try. So I ended up liking it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. And of course, I would see all the commercials at the end, you know, for Shakeology and the memberships and everything else, and signed up for the free membership online. Had a coach, have no idea what his name is to this day because I never heard from him. And but I joined an online group. It was like a blog, you know, like the blogs that they have online, the groups they have through the Beachbody site. I through there, and that was in 2012. So 2012 is when I joined. I created my membership. So, you know, I'd always see the Shakeology, and then, you know, but I was like, oh, you know, maybe I should do that, but I don't know, you know, it's a lot of money. Or actually, no, I didn't know the cost yet. But I would go on and see and go on to the website and kind of like, you know, like, you know, I don't know, looks good. After the P90 that we did, my husband downloaded, everything was downloaded. We downloaded Insanity, and I loved that program. And then that's when I fell in love with Shaun T and just everything about it. And again, continuingly to see, still never heard from my coach, and this is like months in. And I would see again the Shakeology posts, and then out of coincidence, a friend that I taught her daughter posted on her Facebook page a picture of the Shakeology packet, a sample packet. And I sent a message to her, and I said, how do you like it? Is it expensive? And she tagged Tanya in the post. And Tanya sent me a message, and, you know, and that's how we kind of started talking. And she's right. You know, it was funny because, like, I don't know. She's like, oh, I'll send you a sample. So I said, okay. So I did the 7 day, like she did a week, you know, where I could get like 7 of them. So I did the 7, and I met her and went to go get the samples, and still was like, oh, okay, you know, I did the shakes. I liked them. So I was like, how can I buy them without having to deal with her? And just because I wasn't, you know, I was one that just wanted to do everything on my own, and I just didn't, you know, want to be bothered in a sense. So she was right. She kept messaging me, and I was like, I don't know. And, you know, I had my husband, Al, who really went through everything possible to find a replacement, because in his eyes it was expensive. So I can't even tell you how many other things we did. Muscle milk for like a really long time. We did Vega 1, I think it's called. We did a Costco brand. We've done, I mean, he can probably even tell you, we've tried every other shake that we thought would give us the same, you know, ingredients and everything for a lesser price. But finally, I told Al, told Tanya, okay, you know, I'm in, let's, you know, I'll take a month. And she sent me the order, And I'll never forget, I looked at it and I freaked out because I saw a discount coach. And I sent her a message. I go, no. I don't want to be a coach. I don't know why the coach, I don't want to do that. And she said, no, don't worry. It's just discount. It's just, whatever. Meanwhile, I'm not telling my husband any of this because I knew he would freak out because of the price and because of everything. And so I said, okay, so I signed on to do it, told Al that, it's funny because he's sitting right next to me, but I told him that my friend had an extra bag that she gave it to me so that, I could try it for the month and see how I liked it. So again, even getting the bag, like he still went through everything to try to find something else because of the price. So we did it. We did the Shakeology. I think that was 2 years ago, Tanya, if I'm correct. I think it was like 2 years ago is when this started. So did it for a while. Tanya would still try to connect with me, but like I was kind of like off and on. Like I would send her a message every once in a while. Like she would send her message, hey, just checking up, and kind of went back and forth with that. But never really had that, like interaction. And basically stopped with the Shakeology after a while because I figured, with the price and I can do it on my own. We have the diet thing pretty much down. And we don't really need the shakes. And again, went through, I think it was Muscle Milk, or we committed to one of the brands that we found. And I just found that I wasn't getting results anymore. When I did Insanity, in my eyes at that time, I was the healthiest, the thinnest I had ever been. And then when I stopped doing the Shakeology, I really did notice a difference, even with all the other things that we have found and everything, like just trying to do it, like, I never really had like the results that I had when I added the Shakeology with my workouts. But we continued. We just kept working out. We just kept, eating correctly, and we never really followed the meal plans because remember, I had still never really purchased an actual program. Like everything was going through the downloads, and like the downfall of that is, you couldn't, at that time, you couldn't really get like the nutrition guides. You couldn't get all the other things that come with the program. So we were kind of figuring it out on our own as we went, and put back on some more weight. And I think about 20 pounds more. Like we had just kind of let ourselves go, even though we were still working out, but everything else wasn't in tune. So I think last year in December, finally, like it was me that actually went to Tanya. And I finally like got Al on board, and I think that really helped. Where he was like, "Okay, let's just do it," because we had both reached a point. It was right after the holidays that we had gained weight, and we were like, "Okay, we don't want to do this anymore." So I reached out to Tanya, and I said, "Okay, I'm ready." And now remember, I had gone inactive because I stopped my Shakeology, and then I had, hadn't paid the fees, like the coaching fees. So my personal account went inactive. So when I went to Tanya and I tried to reactivate my account, it was like crazy because Beachbody, they wanted me to back pay all the months that I had missed to reactivate my account. So it was like, I forget how much it was. I want to say like 200, 300. It was crazy. It was some crazy number that they want 500. Yeah, I remember it was like real. Like I told her, I'm like, they want me to go back and pay like for all the months that I stopped. I said, I can't do that, So brilliant idea. It's like, okay, she said, just close out, become inactive, and then let's do it under Al. So that's why a lot of the times, like when you guys see me, I'm working under Al because, I used him to get back on in December and, get that discount. And then we actually, after talking to Tanya for a while, I said, okay, I really want to do the coaching thing. It took a while, but, we said, okay, let's do it. So in December, I remember like, I said, okay, this is Master and Chisel came out, and I said, okay, we're going to do that. And I think it helped because that program really appealed to Al. So he wanted to do the program. So I messaged Tanya and I was like, okay, we're ready. Let's do this. Al's going to do it. I got him on board. Let's go. And then I was like, okay, she's not sending me the link. Like, why isn't she sending me the link? Like, I was like begging her to like, send me the link. We're ready. We want to do this now. So in December, we started Master, Hammer and Chisel. And I think having that support from him really helped he really realized the value of Shakeology, and now even when we share a bag, he's like gets upset with me if we're running low, because he'll be like, "Is the next bag coming? Is it coming?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's coming." You know, even with Energize when we just ran out, you know, he's like, "Where is it?" I go, "I don't know." But we started actively coaching together too. I've done the hammer and chisel. We've done, I think, like every program that came out last year, like we did. And I think it just really helped having that support from him. You know, as a coach, like just now I struggle. I have like the months where I really felt my January was going to be awesome and it wasn't. And sometimes, honestly, I really do kind of question being in this business. You know, I've told Tanya recently, you know, like I go back and forth and it's hard. It's not an easy thing, you know, but I always think of me as my example, because I was always there, like in the back, kind of just watching. And I knew I wanted to do it. I just didn't have the means to do it. And I didn't at that time have like the drive or the motivation to do it. I had a lot of anger, you know, like I really didn't even know until I started reading like personal development books. You know, like that was really big when I added that into my daily, you know, into my vital behaviors. And, you know, it just, I think that it was really hard for me because I put a lot of blame on others. Like I never took the blame for myself when I was younger. Like everything was my mom's fault, my sister's fault, like everything was everybody else's fault but mine, you know. And then now I look back and I'm like, well, they weren't the ones that were eating the bags of M&Ms, you know, or sneaking the chips into their room or just, you know, doing all those things. And, you know, really took me a really long time to realize that, you know. And now, you know, even now talking to them, they apologize so much to me. And I tell them, I'm like, it's not your fault, you know. I go, it really wasn't. It was really me that, you know, like I was just very unhappy with myself. And even though Beachbody didn't get me my initial results, you know, I still feel like I am the healthiest and I am like the happiest that I've ever been. I can never live without Shakeology now. Like it's just, you know, I'd rather give up other things than to give that up if I had to. And the biggest thing for us is our kids, like having them see like the healthy habits that we lead, because I would never want them to go through what I went through. So just seeing like the health, getting them involved with everything that we're doing and everything that we're learning, even the workouts, like they really love to do. So that to me is really important, because that is why like Al and I do like what we do. So I know my story is pretty odd, but I think it's probably what a lot of people that you might be talking to go through, as far as you're reaching out to them. But trust me, they are listening, because every time Tanya would text me or send me a message, I'd be like, oh my God, she's so annoying. Like I don't want anything right now, you know, like, but I would just swipe her away, but I would never delete her, you know, like, so I was always there, like listening to everything that she said in her posts and, you know, everything else that, you know, everybody else said. And then now looking back, like I wish I had started earlier, you know, I wish 4 years ago that coach, whoever I had, would have reached out to me back then. So I feel cheated in a way that, you know, then, but obviously I can't think about that now because I move on from that. But I'm glad that, you know, my friend, and just a crazy post by me to Tanya, and I'm glad Tanya never gave up on me. So, I mean, if anything is my message, it is that it is true that your customers are listening to you, that I am, you know, like a prime example of that. And I guess that's it. That's my story. So yes, Tanya was so annoying. And she still bothers me sometimes if she doesn't hear from me. And it's good because, you know, like I said, I've questioned lately a lot of it. And I do admire so many of you, you know, like Natalie is killing it, Amy, like and Whitney, like everybody I see, even Rocky, Tara, all of you, like inspire me every day and motivate me. And I tell my team, like I do have like a little small knit group, and they're very quiet. And I tell them all the time, like, even if you just post something like you know, like just like a whatever, like could be anything, you know, like just knowing that like we're a team. And that's the biggest thing that I tell people. I go, everybody is, you might not think that you're motivating others when you just do like a little post. You might see only 1 like, you might see like 2 likes, but trust me, like a lot of people are seeing it, and it does motivate. It does keep people motivated, and it keeps it in somebody's ear that, they are listening, especially for somebody who was like me or like borderline on the fence. And I have had people reach out to me, and just, like come to me too. So, but that's it. That's my story. That's my story. Yeah. So.
Well, I want to say you've done a fantastic job. You look amazing too. So.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've lost, like, from my heaviest, I've lost to this day, I think like almost 90 pounds. And I've been able to keep it off, and I think through, mostly through Beachbody. And even now, like when I look at the pictures, back when I thought I was like my healthiest, my thinnest, I wasn't even. So, yeah, so thank you. And I tell everybody else, I go, it's hard, it's not easy. There's days where I don't want to work out. There's days, like eating for me is my downfall. I can come home and work out, no problem. It's the eating that, that sometimes, and having a chef in the house, but luckily he's been on board with like making it healthier, like lately, and all this things too. So it really helps. But thank you, Natalie. Yeah. And you look awesome too.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And Christina with Al too, because my husband was the same way. He was like, "Oh, I got my shakes. They're $1," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not drinking that stuff." And all of a sudden, my bags. I'm like, "Are you taking my shakes?" He's like, "Yeah." Like, so he was hiding it from me for a while, and I'm like, "Don't you be stealing my stuff? You order your own."
Yeah.
And he's he loves it.
It makes a big difference.
It literally, So, go ahead.
So, what I did was I tried to find every female-based or feminine-based protein product that was going to not only appeal to Christina, but that the nutritional value for a woman was important for her. So, because muscle milk, first of all, when being around all of those different protein shakes and then selling them, I used to sell muscle milk. So understanding how much sugar and how much stuff is in it, I tried to only buy the light. So then I noticed that the light wasn't doing anything either. And then I went and bought the only other protein that was really, really good was the Costco the gold standard protein, which is something that you could use with Shakeology, but it's something that you could put in like your pancakes, or when you're cooking with the protein. So you can't cook with Shakeology. So this is 100% whey, nothing else added to it. If you wanted to add anything outside of just Shakeology, so I started doing that, but then I was just gaining weight because I wasn't burning enough to use it. Not to mention I wasn't eating right either. I wasn't eating enough.
Right. Right. In our eyes we were, but really until like looking at the nutrition guides and like portion. Honestly, those portion containers truly, I think, change everything. Yeah.
There's a meme that basically has a little bubble above your head, and it has like 1 yellow, 2 green, and like purple.
Yeah.
Because you honestly look at every bit of food now and go,
we do.
Fit that in the purple. Now, being a chef, I can basically, Christina still wants to fight me on this, that I can look at something and go, and she knows it. I can look at something and go, that's a quarter of
that, yeah.
half a cup.
Yeah.
That's a bit. No, it's not. That's it. So anyway.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So she got mad at me the other day because I made the taco bowl and she used the taco, the corn tortillas. So she felt cheated out of the whole thing because I had cabbage in my face and she was.
No. I eat first because he worked out late. So I ate. So you know me, I'm not a chef, whatever. Very bland. Corn, meat, taco, whatever. I eat. I'm in bed and he worked out late, so he ate late. He comes in with this whole fancy bowl and everything. I'm like, what the hell? I go, you could have made that for me. I'm like, it was like meat and I don't know, it looked really good. And he's like, oh, you didn't ask. I'm like, well, you could have, yeah, whatever. So, you know me, I'm just very basic. So for me, the portion containers really help because I just knew what to do, how to throw it all together. And then he, like he's really good with the spices and everything else. I'm not really good at that.
I did post it, but I did post it.
Yeah. So, yeah, but the containers definitely, I think that's what really changed everything for us. So, yeah.
Christine, I just wanted to say something to you. I remember a while ago, when we were all like, okay, we're going to do this business. Like when we first started doing these calls when they were on Monday nights, and we were all like, I don't even know how to talk. And it's so funny because, I've since met Christina now in person, which is another great thing about this team. Like they came out for my mom's birthday. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But I see the difference in your whole demeanor, like even when you're like taking your pictures to post, like there's a different vibe that comes out of your posts. And like you said, it's not easy. And I know because I remember when we used to have conversations about like, I feel stupid doing this and stuff like that. Like when you start believing it as just a belief and it's not Beachbody business, it's so natural, and that's how you come across. It's just so natural to you. So I, applaud you for doing that. I think you guys are doing awesome together.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was one of the things. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was one of the things that even talking to people about it, that to me is the hardest thing I deal with, like, is a conference, like calling somebody or talking. Like I can message people all day long, but like when I have to get on the phone or when I have to actually talk to somebody, I kind of like, don't really know what to say. So Al's been really strong in that aspect. But I have gotten better and more comfortable with it. Even I think I was telling Tanya, like I hate Facebook Live. I just can't. Like I was somebody that in college, like when you got your syllabus in the beginning and I would see like oral presentation, or I would drop the class because I hated getting up and speaking in front of people. Like it was never my thing. And I could never get comfortable with it. I always felt like, even like here with Tanya, I was like, oh, I'm so nervous for today's call. Like, am I going to like ramble on? Am I going to, like everything else? I even like talked to Al and said, you do the call for me, because I wasn't feeling well. I got, have a sinus infection. So I tried to say, okay, you do it, for me. But I even said, I have to come out of my comfort zone. And that's, I think, what's helped me grow a lot. Is just coming out of my comfort zone a lot of these times and doing things that, I've been scared to do. So, so yeah, that's really helped me a lot. And, just with everything.
And I think you did fantastic on the call today. This was a very
Thank you.
very great call.
Thank you.
Coach calls are my
She's too hard on herself.
What happened?
Yeah.
She's too hard on herself.
No.
She's always too hard on herself.
Whenever you went live, your lives were my favorite to watch.
Yeah. And we're all
doing something in the background. I literally would be laughing so hard I'd be crying watching you live.
I like the dance bombs.
He definitely does not get that from me. That's definitely his father.
Yeah, he has personality.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
He definitely does. But this is one of the things I really love about the businesses, to be able to watch everybody's growth and to watch everybody basically blossom. And I have definitely watched that with you, with getting out of your comfort zone and going live and doing this call, because I knew once I asked you, you'd be saying no in your head, but you'd be texting me, okay, I guess I will, but not wanting to do it. And it's a big thing.
Yeah.
It's a great way to start really saying your story to other people, to where you can get comfortable telling people your story, because you have a great story with all of it. You have an amazing story, amazing transformation, like mind, body, and soul. Like it's not just your physical transformation. You know what I mean? It's everything.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it's just getting those little parts where you have to get out of your comfort zone. I was the same. Any class that I had to do a presentation, believe it or not, as extroverted as I am, if I ever had to do a presentation and stand up and talk, I got sick that day and didn't go to school in high school, and I dropped the class in college, or I would do all the other work just so I would pass enough with a C, and I would skip the oral presentation because I hated talking in front of people. I hated it.
Yeah.
Now I'm comfortable
Mhm.
because I love it so much and with the Super Saturday. But I used to hate it. I would get so nervous.
Mhm. Yeah, my next comfort zone is that Country Heat live or instructor in March.
Did you register?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, my mother-in-law even paid for me to do it, so I have no excuse. I have to do it. So I'm like, oh my God, I really have to do this. So that's my next out of comfort experience. So
okay, we'll be there together. We'll be there together. It'll be fun. And Nancy's awesome. So
yes, yeah, she was nice.
It'll be a lot of fun. Did anybody have any questions for Christina or anything like that, or questions for me on any of the update or anything like that we did? Everybody understood the updated information and everything? And yes, Rocky, I have you for next month for a Coach Spotlight. I just need to text you the date so I can figure out what date you want to do for Saturday.
Amy, you always sneak attack that damn photo.
I love when she gets the ones where, it's not like, okay, everybody smile. Good morning.
Hi, Mama.
We're getting ready to do our country. Cecil, be quiet. Can you let him out here? He's going to wake up Kayla.
I just wanted to say one thing, like, to Christina and actually to all of us, because, Tanya knows I've been going through some shit, but whatever. I think that it's really important to remember that we are our own worst critics. So when we think that we are doing, when we think that we look stupid, that what we do doesn't matter and stuff like that, we have to always remember that 99 out of 100 times people would totally disagree with that. So
we are definitely our worst critic with everything. I know all of us on here are very hard on ourselves with everything. And we second guess ourselves and we question ourselves 100 times before we press post or anything like that. But yeah, I definitely agree with that, Tara. We definitely are our worst critic. We definitely are.
Who's reading the book for the book club?
They unfuck yourself one?
Yeah, watch your mouth, girl. I just started it last night. I literally read like 2 pages, and I was like, oh yeah, this is one of them. Because I think, you know what, I'm going to, hold on just 1 second. If we have 2 seconds. Where's the book, babe? Do you know?
That's Rocky.
The very, I don't know if you guys are reading it, but the very first thing, the first page says, hold on. It says, have you ever felt like a hamster on a wheel, furiously churning your way through life, but somehow going nowhere? Hi, all of us. So,
yeah, right when I saw
the book,
right when I saw the title, and then I read a little bit of the description, like this has got to be the next book.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's perfect. I'm behind a chapter though, because I think we're supposed to be on 4 or 5, and I'm.
Hi, did you hear that? I just said I read a page and a half of the book.
I'll finish 3 today, but it's a great book. If you guys aren't in the book club, there's no pressure with it. Like if you're behind a chapter or whatever, it's not a big deal. It's really just a place to help us stay on track with our PD and not just read it, but have people to talk about. So like each time I'll post like a, number 1 or number 2 for that chapter, and we discuss that chapter in the comments. So you can see what everybody got out of that chapter. So somebody else might have gotten something totally different than what you got out of it. So it's a way for us to talk about it and then learn to implement it. So it's not that I don't want us to all just be wasting our time reading all these books and we don't do anything with the knowledge that we were getting. So that was the whole reason why I started the book club. So there's no pressure with it. It's not like I'm going to text you or message you like, okay, what chapter are you on? I didn't see you post. You do it on your own, but it's just a place for us to go to post about our people, write about what we learned out of that chapter so it can really sink in more. So it's a non-pressure group.
Yeah, you can even go back and look at the takeaways from the old books.
Yep. So it's definitely it's a no pressure zone and a no judgment zone. If you fall behind on PD, no one's going to yell at you or anything. We all fall behind on it. That's just what ends up happening. And then sometimes somebody will be like, oh, I just finished the book, and they had been falling behind the whole time. Everybody kind of goes at their own pace. It's just a place for us to, to talk about it and try to implement it so we can gain a lot from our reading.
So I always have my sarcastic outlook on things, and whenever you just said the judgment-free zone, I think of I pick things up, I put them down. Fitness commercial.
I'm reading the comment thread about Fat Tuesdays. Now I want to go to Fat Tuesday and get one of my mango drinks.
Yeah.
What? Fat Tuesday? All about that.
He likes the CrossFit. He likes the CrossFit. I can't eat that.
Oh, you know what I wanted to know? Tanya, do you know what's going on with accommodations for Summit?
I know that some of us just grabbed rooms. I know Heather grabbed 2 or 3 rooms in a specific place because she knew the area. So I think everybody just kind of like got rooms all over, and then as it gets closer, we'll figure out. Nicole Gross is actually there this weekend and scoping it out for us so we can figure out.
I'm familiar with New Orleans, so if you want help. But I was wondering if, I know that you had kicked around the idea of trying to maybe get a house.
Yeah,
and the Garden District would be the place to do it. Okay. So if you're looking, the Garden District is where all the houses are, and it's really cool. I don't know if you guys have ever been to New Orleans, but if you go, they have like these little trolleys, and it takes you through the neighborhood, and you literally, there's beads like just hanging off of everybody's trees and stuff like that. It's really cool. But
cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to go.
And it's going to be really, really hot, and I have to warn everybody that every morning when you get up, if you walk onto Bourbon Street, it smells like hot vomit. Just FYI.
Probably smells a little like pee too, I'm sure. Who on this call, with a show of hands, who has their Summit ticket already? Okay.
Raise your hand, man.
He's like, what? He's still thinking about Fat Tuesdays.
I know.
Okay, good. Just about everyone on this call has their ticket. That's awesome. Yeah, because I have some stuff. I had something made for the coaches on the crew that go to Summit, so I can't wait to give them to everybody. You'll get it when you arrive. I already have it made, and it's in my closet. It's irritating.
Jesus.
When I have things, I have to give them right away. I want
You're too efficient.
People right away. Well, I thought of it last Summit, so when I came home, I started designing it. So I have something for everybody. I like to have things to remember. Nope, not shirts this time. We did shirts last time. Even though
Matt, I
might make shirts anyways, but
am I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do we all wear a shirt?
Yeah.
You're going to be in New Orleans, so shirts are optional.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm from Mobile, baby. I understand.
We'll probably come up with, and maybe you guys can all help me design some sort of a shirt where on one specific day we can all wear it, take pictures, and wear that shirt that whole day. But I just have like a gift for everybody that I'm going to use the whole time that they're there.
Too sweet.
I thought of it last year, and I just went with it. So, but Christina, I wanted to thank you because I know how hard it was for you to come and talk. You did a fantastic job. You should not be afraid to talk to me.
Thank you. Thank you.
You do a great job. You do a great job at saying what you want to say. Where me, on the other hand, I'll be talking and I can't figure out what words are trying to come out of my mouth sometimes. I ramble. Did anybody else have any questions with anything?
I think so.
Let me just chat real quick. Okay. Yeah, and as Summit gets closer, I'll open up a group. The birds are going crazy out here. I'll open
You
up
live in the zoo.
and get our plans situated and stuff like that. So.
Seriously, it sounds like you have like macaws in your backyard.
No,
no.
It's those Egyptian geese.
Those are
She probably
Egyptian
does.
loud ass geese.
Yeah, they're really mean.
South Florida, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Very,
All
very
right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go. We have 50-degree weather today, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. And
Going
for
swimming.
I know. Have a good day, you guys. I'm gonna go get my country heat on with my mom.
Bye.
All right. Have a good day, guys.